The prequels have their own storytelling template that the Clone Wars took and utilized for a different purpose. Clone Wars would not have its storytelling if it weren't for the prequels. That's where they got their storytelling template from. They follow a similar formula. It's clearly inspired by the movies in terms of its storytelling template. Clone Wars is, well, brace yourselves, kinda overrated. Now, why is this? Because people claim the prequel trilogy is so bad that it took this show to suddenly redeem it? What? The prequel trilogy had its own unique atmosphere and tone, and it wasn't afraid to have fun with its intellect. You see, it was also quite serious, and even had some moments of subtlety. These movies are underrated gems, and it didn't take Clone Wars to suddenly make them good. They already were. These movies are some of the most profound movies of our time, and they are underappreciated. Also, they have a better level of quality than that of the Clone Wars. Clone Wars has its moments, however, it doesn't have the same level of storytelling as the prequel trilogy. The prequel trilogy had a profound storytelling template where it mixed intellectual depth with fun and charm, even fusing the two together, doing something not only original and new for Star Wars, but it had a story that connected and recontextualized the originals, making connections and complementary ones at that. Man, why is it that people complain and say, oh, the Clone Wars is what made these movies good? Yeah, right. This is a fallacy, thinking that the only way movies that already had quality, the only way to obtain quality is through this show. That makes the show quite overrated. The fact that people put up Clone Wars and denounce the prequels makes me sick. This is sickening as hell. Why would you say such a thing? These movies are so profound and have so much more underneath the surface level of thinking. The Clone Wars retconned the entire expanded universe just to even exist, and people who say it exists in Legends are wrong. The EU was goddamn incredible, however, when it comes to Clone Wars, it didn't have the same level of depth or nuance, not even close. The EU has depth and nuance, period. Every aspect of its universe was fully connected with all parts of Star Wars. Clone Wars, Dave Filoni, the creator, took aspects from the EU without a full understanding and just spreaded it everywhere and made changes regardless if it broke continuity. And this was before Disney, which is also why I feel like Dave Filoni and Disney were on the same page. Clone Wars is so overrated. The fact that the prequels get all this hate, but the Clone Wars gets all the love, even though the prequels has stronger storytelling than that of Clone Wars. Clone Wars had its moments, but it doesn't have the same charm or depth you would find in scenes such as the elevator scene in Revenge of the Sith. These scenes are actually good and feel like a fresh new take in the Star Wars saga. There is nothing like this in Clone Wars, but then you gotta go to the Republic in Clone Wars Multimedia Project Comics. These had some pretty damn mature themed stories, and they had some compelling storytelling and characters. Imagine this animated, it would be insane. We never got that because Clone Wars robbed us of that. Clone Wars took that from the audience by retconning the entire Clone Wars part of the EU and many other stories just to even exist. So we never got to see some of the best stories in the Star Wars saga. We never got to see that potential because of Dave Filoni and Clone Wars. Remember the expanded universe. The prequels didn't need Clone Wars to have quality. This was Tarragon, and thank you for watching.